Yeah, what's happening, man? It's East Speaks. I'm back at y'all again, man. You heard me? But look, man, I'm gonna get right into it because I got a couple good topics that I want to talk about and different stuff like that. And we only got a short amount of time because we try to make these little episodes as short as possible. But yeah, man. So first off, I want to get into I want to get into a couple of the games from yesterday, which was Friday. Um, we know in game two, Middleton got the MCL sprain, so he out for the rest of that first round series at least. But the Bucks, they still came out, they did what they needed to do, man. The Bucks, that's a deep team. They got players that can step up and different things like that. And they put Bobby Portis into the starting lineup. He came out there going crazy. Y'all know what Bobby Portis do when he get the minutes and he get them open looks. They give him the green light. Y'all know what Bobby Portis do, man. He came out there. He gave him 18 points, 16 rebounds, 4 threes, a bunch of energy. Y'all know how Bobby Portis do. So, man, shout out to Bobby Portis, man. Whenever his number is called, he's ready, man. That's what you call a professional. Whenever his number is called, he's ready for whatever they need him to do, whether it's just rebound, whether it's get a bucket, like whatever they need my boy to do, he's there to do. So shout out to Bobby Portis, man. And shout out to Grayson Allen, too, man. If y'all paid attention all season, anytime Chris Middleton is out, Grayson Allen is hooping, whether he start in that game, whether he coming off the bench that game, whatever. It don't matter. If Chris Middleton not there, Grayson Allen going crazy. And that's what he did for them yesterday against the Bulls. Gave him 22 points, 5 threes. So between two guys, you gave him 9 threes and 40 points. So, I mean, Giannis, I think Giannis only scored like 17 or 18 or something like that. So he ain't even had to really go crazy for them to get a easy W over the Bulls for real, man. So shout out to the role players, man. That's what you need solid role players for. That's what you need professionals for. Professionals, you know what professionals do. They stay ready so they don't have to get ready. So shout out to them, man. And get well soon, Chris Middleton. But yeah, on to the next game. We got to talk about another injury. Of course, Devin Booker hurt his hamstring. He's out indefinitely for now. But just like I said about the Bucks being a deep team, the Suns is a deep team too. Hence why they were both in the finals last year. So, the Suns still came out and got that victory. It wasn't as easy as the Bucks victory, but they still ended up getting it. So yeah, man, and they did it on the backs of Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton. Both of them went crazy. They both had 28 points. I think Chris Paul had 13, 14 assists. I think Ayton had 16. No, he had 17 rebounds. He had 17 rebounds for sure. So yeah, man, and the Suns deep team, man. I love Bridges. That's my guy. I low-key think he should have won Defensive Player of the Year still, but I'm not mad at them giving it to Marcus Smart. But I love Bridges. And if it's one person that definitely need to step up for the Suns and hit some shots, man, it's Jay Crowder. I know the Suns probably still gonna win the series regardless. All right, Devin Booker not there. You probably still gonna win the series regardless. I don't think the Pelicans really got enough firepower to make the Suns lose the series. But Jay Crowder, man, you one of them key pieces, man. You bring all the energy in the defense. We already know you're gonna do that on a nightly basis, whether you score or not. But what they need from you is that shooting, bro, because they're gonna need that throughout the playoffs. They might not need it in this series, but they're gonna need that throughout the playoffs, bro. So they need you to step up and get your shot together, man. I know, sometimes shooters go in a slump, but shooters got to keep shooting. So that's just what it is with me. You got to keep shooting, bro. But yeah, shout out to Chris Paul. Shout out to DeAndre Ayton. Both went crazy. Shout out Mikal. He didn't go too crazy. He had like 14, but he played defense. That's what he do. He's there for defense mostly. But yeah, and I don't really want to just throw the Pelicans to the side, man, because BI had 34 and CJ had 30. They was doing their thing too. Herbert Jones, I think, had 12. So, shout out to them too. They trying. It wasn't an easy W for the Suns. I think they only won by like 3-5 or something like that. It wasn't really an easy W for the Suns. So, shout out to the Pelicans too, man. They trying to make it a series. They won game 2. CP3 is now 0-14 against Scott Foster in the playoffs, but I'm gonna say that for the end of the episode. So I'm gonna just keep going. I'm gonna talk about Scott Foster later. Oh yeah. yeah. Gotta talk about the Hawks and the Heat, man. Trae Young and the Hawks finally got a dub against the Heat. I mean, they got a dub they supposed to do. They supposed to protect home court, just like the Heat won the first two. They were supposed to protect home court. But it was a hard fought game, man. It came down to the end. Trae Young hit a real good floater at the end. You know, it bounced I think it hit two bounces and then went in. But yeah, that's Trae Young, man. Ice Trae, man. Ice Trae the gang. So shout out to them, man. They finally got their first W in that series. They needed that joint bad because if they don't went down 3-0, they probably, I don't know, they might have got swept. But I think this gives them some momentum. Of course, they still waiting for Clint Capella to come back. We could tell John Collins is not 100% yet, but he's out there. He's out there for his teammates. He's fighting for his teammates. So he doing what he got to do, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to my young boy DeAndre Hunter. He didn't have a super great game, but I think he still put up like 17. His shot was a little broke, but at first his shot was very broke in the first half. But he still put up 17. Shout out to my young boy. Trae Young went crazy, and the Hawks had 6 players in double figures. So that's the type of game you need. You don't need Trae just trying to score all the points, or you only got 3 players in double figures. When you're playing against the Heat, you got to hit them from a multitude of ways, man. They're a very good defensive team, and they have a defensive leader. Jimmy Butler is defensive minded. Bam Adebayo is defensive minded. PJ Tucker defensive minded. So they have guys that are going to enforce that policy with the rest of the team. You got to play defense to play with the Heat, for real. So shout out to the Hawks, man. They came out with that W, but shout out to the Heat too. I think but let me say this real quick. Trae hit the floater, and then I think if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering correctly, Jimmy Butler missed a game-winning shot. It wasn't a great shot, but it's a shot you gotta take if you're the leader of that team, I guess. So he took the shot, he missed it, but you live with that. You live with the results, and you come out and you take the next one. But yeah, shout out to them, man. And shout out to Tyler Hero, man. Even though they lost, my young boy finally came alive. He had 24 points, 4 threes. He been playing all right throughout the series, but he was cooking the Hawks during the regular season. So, we all expected him to still cook them in the playoffs. And this is really the first, Tyler Hero-ish game, to me, in my opinion, that he's had in this series. So shout out to him, man. They woke him up. I figured he was going to wake up on the road, honestly, because, all the other guys like, Duncan Robinson, I think Max Struss still had a pretty good game. But, when you're on the road, you need your dogs to come out there and hoop. And Tyler Hero led the Heat in scoring this season, if I'm not mistaken. So, on the road, I expect him to show up. And he did. So shout out to him, man. But shout out to the Hawks, man. They needed that W bad. And, maybe they could build upon that and never know. Go back to Miami 2-2. It's a whole new series, 3-game series at that point. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see. And Trae still has not had a breakout game yet in this series, if I'm recalling correctly. I don't think Trae had a breakout game in this series yet, if I'm recalling correctly. So who knows? It might be game 4, or if they go back to Miami 2-2, it might end up being game 5. He might go crazy in Miami. That's what you need your leader and your superstar player to do. You need him to go crazy. So especially when you're on the road, like I was just saying about Tyler Hero. So we gonna see, man. And if I ain't even gonna lie, I'm not 100% sure on the timetable for Clint Capella, but if they could get him back, that's a good boost too. If they could, take this series 5, 6, 7, whatever, and end up getting Clint Capella back, that's a big boost for them. So, we gonna see. It's gonna be if they could take this back 2-2 to Miami, it's gonna be very interesting in my opinion. But yeah, I want to get on to the next topic, man. I'm sorry, man. I know a lot of y'all love Jokic. I know a lot of y'all gonna say Jokic is the MVP. I know a lot of y'all gonna say, yeah. The MVP is a regular season award. It's not about playoffs. But I just want to let y'all know that y'all MVP. I want to be the first to let y'all know. I might not be the first. But I think I said it when the series was starting that they probably was gonna get swept. Not on the episode or nothing, but I've been saying it. But I also said that I expected Joker to get at least one, so maybe I'm capping. But y'all MVP about to get swept, man. I'm sorry to say it. I know a lot of y'all love Joker. I'm not a Joker hater per se. I like Joker too. I think he a dog. I was on here defending him when me and Stoff was going back and forth about it. But y'all MVP about to get swept, man. It's looking bad out there. He playing against the Warriors. They done initiated Jordan Poole into the Splash Brothers. Now it's a pool party. Like, shit crazy, man. Like, I think he averaging like 28, 29 points in the playoffs. So, like, yeah, man, it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good, my brother. It looked like Joker about to get put out the playoffs with a sweep. In my opinion, he got to get one, or he looked real bad. I know he playing against the Warriors. I know he don't have that much help, but like, well, he do have help though, because them boys be hooping. But what y'all was telling me was he's so much better than Embiid because he makes everybody else around him so much better. That's what y'all telling me. That's basically what y'all saying to me when y'all telling me he's better than Embiid because of his assist numbers or how he can pass the ball. Basically, y'all, what that says to me is that y'all saying he gets other people more involved. He makes other people better than Embiid makes people. So that's what y'all. That's what it seems like to me. So he need to do that same stuff in the playoffs, in my opinion. But last night he did go crazy. I don't know what more he could have did. He had 37, 18, 5 assists. He was going stupid. It was really nothing he could do. I think they only lost by like 5, but they still lost. A L is a L. So, like, it's a tough time for Joker, but he about to get swept right out the playoffs. Y'all MVP about to get the broom. He about to be the first team to get the broom. Yeah, I think he about to be the first team to get the broom because they play tomorrow. So I think Joker going home tomorrow. Hopefully, well, not hopefully. I hope Embiid win MVP, but good for him if he could win a consolation prize and take it home the MVP, because I feel like that's what y'all are about to vote for. Even though I disagree wholeheartedly, but we gonna see, man. We gonna see. I feel bad for him, man. I feel bad for him. The new big three for the Warriors all scored over 25 points. All of them. Steph coming off the bench, 20, I think he had 26, 27 off the bench. Poole, I think, had 26, 27. Clay, I think, had 28, something like that. 6 threes. Like, it's really nothing you could do, bro. When you got 12 threes between the three of them, 12 threes and 75 points, and they're shooting pretty efficient, like, it's really nothing you could do, bro. I feel bad for Joker low key, but at the same time, y'all said he was the GOAT. Y'all said he, make everybody better around him. He do so much and this, that, and the third, and he make all his teammates better, and he's the best passer alive. And now he about to get swept. So, hey, man, drown y'all sorrows. But yeah, next I gotta talk about a couple games that happened today. Earlier today, unfortunately, Embiid messed up his thumb or whatever. He in pain and everything, and we lost to the Raptors, man. We lost to the Raptors. We didn't send them. We didn't let them stay home. They actually got to come back to Philly for Game 5, which sucks. I thought we was going to just ship them home Game 4, easy work. Let them let them go drown in their sorrows. No plane ride back, nothing. But we didn't, man. We didn't. We lost by 8. Siakam went crazy finally, which we all been waiting for because he's supposed to be their leader. He went for 34. He woke up. Fred VanVleet got hurt though, so that's a bad jump for them, and we still lost. But Fred VanVleet did get hurt. Scotty Barnes came back. He had 11 points in his return. I mean, not 11 points, 11 rebounds in his return. So that was a good jump for him. I think he only had like 6 points. But 11 rebounds, you contributing. So at the end of the day, y'all win. You had 6 points, 11 rebounds, but y'all won. So y'all got y'all first win in the series. So it is what it is, man. That's a good jump. Gary Trent Jr., 24 points. Gary Trent Jr. is a bucket. I mean, like, for real. Like, anybody that watch basketball should really know that Gary Trent Jr. is he not super tough, but he a bucket. Like, he one of them little guards that get to a bucket. He gonna fire up some threes. He can get to the rim a little bit. But Gary Trent Jr., he nice. He nice. He not like super duper nothing. He ain't a superstar or nothing, but he's a star. He could get to a bucket. He's a great role player. I'll say that. Let me say that. He's a great role player. A great role player. So shout out to them, man. They came away with the W. They got, They first W the series, so now we gotta get them with the gentleman's sweep. So we can't sweep as hard. We gotta be, I mean, it's a little less aggressive with the sweep now because it's a gentleman's sweep. So they got a W. We can't sweep them as hard as the Warriors is about to sweep the Nuggets tomorrow. We gotta give them a little light jaw. But yeah, man. Embiid struggled a little bit with the thumb injury. You could see it for real, for real. He came out slow. I feel like he had to get his adrenaline rushing to start getting to a bucket. I think he was like 1 for 6, 1 for 7 to start the game, something like that. So yeah, I feel like he had to get his adrenaline going so he could, get right. My fault. I keep looking away. I'm watching the Celtics beat the Brooklyn Nets. I'm gonna talk about that in a second too. Well, they're not beating them, but they're winning right now currently. But yeah, Embiid struggled, but I think the real thing is I think we need Harden had an okay game. He had 22 and 9. He still shot horrible with the efficiency like he usually has been doing all season. But I think the real issue is, man, I can't really fault Maxey because he's a second-year player and he had 11, 6, and 6. But what I'll say is we need him to get a bucket, and I think that's what he about to do in Game 5. I think he's going to score 20, 25 points in Game 5, and we're going to get I don't know if the victory going to be easy, but it's going to be – I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be a 1-point win or a 2-point win, whatever, but 1 point win I don't think it's going to be a game-winning shot like when B hit that joint in Game 3. I don't think it's going to be that close. I think Maxey going to go crazy, and I think we're going to get a fairly easy dub. It's not going to be super easy because Toronto going to come out and scrap and claw because they face an elimination. But I think we're going to get a light little gentleman's sweep. But yeah, man, shout out to the Sixers, man. Y'all fought. We could see that. We can see that Embiid was hurting from the injury, but you gotta suck it up, bro. Everybody hurt in the playoffs, so you gotta suck it up. You the process. This is part of the process, my guy. But yeah, man, the other game I wanted to talk about from today is Utah and Dallas. Luka Doncic came back finally. Shout out to the Mavs for letting him come back to a 2-1 lead instead of being down 0-3 versus the Jazz. Shout out to Jalen Brunson, who been cooking. He continued to cook today a little bit. He wasn't cooking as much as he did the last 2 games, but he was still cooking a little bit today. But yeah, Luka came back, 30 points, 10 rebounds, I think 4 or 5 assists, something like that. But they lost. Jalen Brunson, like I said, still cooking a little bit. He had 23 points. But yeah, like I said, they lost, man. It was a tough game. I was watching it. The fourth quarter was popping. The fourth quarter was popping. Luka was getting busy, hit a step back 3, and somebody I think it was Gobert that he hit the step back 3 in. But the Jazz and them came back. I think they was down like 5 at that point when he hit the step back 3. But the Jazz and them came back, and at the end of the game, Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, the 2 players that everybody talking about, we might have to split up if they get eliminated in the first round again or whatever. Those is the 2 dudes that, ended the game for the Jazz, won the game for the Jazz. Pick and roll, high screen. Rudy Gobert rolled to the basket. Donovan Mitchell threw the oop, twing, bang, bang. Easy work. That's probably going to be the thumbnail in this video, man. In fact, it is the thumbnail in this video. But yeah, man, the Jazz did not necessarily what they were supposed to do, but they did what they needed to do, tie up the series 2-2 and take it back to Utah. Shout out to Don and Rudy Gobert, man. Shout out to Jordan Clarkson. Man. A lot of y'all be forgetting it. Jordan Clarkson is really that dude, man. He came off the bench and dropped 25. Whenever he really get to a bucket, the Jazz are hard to beat. Whenever he gets to a bucket, the Jazz is hard to beat. Him and Bogdanović. When them 2 get to a bucket, especially if they both get into a bucket, the Jazz are really hard to beat, man. So shout out to Jordan Clarkson, man. They got a W. Tie the series up 2-2, take it back to Utah. And shout out to Rudy and Donovan Mitchell, man. Rudy had Rudy had 17 points, 15 rebounds. Clarkson had 25 points off the bench. They went crazy. Dallas played a great game. Honestly, it was a tight game. It was a tight game for sure. But that alley oop to Rudy Gobert was the difference, and that's what sealed the deal. But I got two more topics. So the first one I want to talk about is Scott Foster. And I don't know how many of y'all pay attention, but I thoroughly 100% believe that Scott Foster is out there to ref games that are either elimination games or games that they need somebody to lose. So, like, he reffed the game 2 of the Suns and Pelicans series. And we already knew Chris Paul, 0-13 against Scott Foster in the playoffs. Not even against another team. 0-13 against Scott Foster in the playoffs. And now he's 0-14 against Scott Foster in the playoffs. I'm just throwing it out there. Y'all do what y'all want with that information. And then today, where was Scott Foster at? Y'all tell me. Toronto. And guess who won? The Raptors that were down 3-0 and Fred VanVleet got hurt. I'm gonna just leave that there. I feel like he's just there to either stop eliminations or get a W for certain other teams, different stuff like that. Look, I'm gonna just leave it there. My last topic though is actually about the game or the series that I'm watching right now. Boston is up 81-74 in the third quarter. 81-74 in the fourth quarter. And my main topic is just I could talk about the series or whatever, but the biggest thing to me that I really wanted to talk about is Kevin Durant, man. How can I say this? He looks not scared per se, but Boston defense is giving him a problem. And it's really bad, man. It's really bad, man. How can I put this? Like, he's not looking trash, but he is looking trash. Like, Boston defense is just swarming KD, and I think he's missing Steph Curry. The last however many years in the playoffs, he didn't have to face many double teams because Steph was facing all the double teams. And now with the Celtics, a team that plays very aggressive defense, they're swarming him kind of sort of the way that a lot of teams were swarming Steph. And it's just like he's not prepared. He's not prepared to be swarmed that way. So it's just, I don't really know what to say. Because KD's my guy, even though he did that whole shit. But it just looks bad, man. It looked like he needs somebody else to take them double teams, bro. It's like I don't know, maybe it's like because he hasn't experienced these type of aggressive double teams in quite some time since he was in OKC, or is he scared of these type of double teams now? I honestly don't know, but it's not looking real good for bro. It's looking like, I don't know. But shout out to Bruce Brown, man. He's taking all them points when KD is doing well against the double team. What he's doing is just passing it out the double team, and the beneficiary of all that really is Bruce Brown. And that's who's really benefiting from KD getting double team, scoring a lot of points off easy dives to the rim, honestly. So shout out to Bruce Brown, man. He's trying to pick up the slack. I fuck with him for that. He's definitely trying to pick up the slack. So I fuck with him for that. But KD, man, you looking like look, I'm gonna just leave it there. You looking kind of weak, bro, against this double team because you the guy and it ain't Steph getting double team no more. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying, bro. Pun intended. I'm just saying, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna finish watching this game. It's the fourth quarter, so hopefully we can get together for an episode soon. But if not, we gonna keep uploading content until we can, regardless. So it is what it is. If we gotta do our solo thing for a little bit until we can get together, that's what we gonna do. You hear me? But yeah, I'm gonna holla at y'all, man. I'm about to finish watching this game. Um, for the Nets' sake, hopefully they don't go down 0-3, but we about to see. I'm gonna holla at y'all. Peace.